Well, hello everyone and welcome. This is the Tuesday evening introduction to LifeWave. Its technology, its founder, a little bit about the company, its history, and the star of our show is our product called X39, and you're going to learn a lot more about that tonight. So what we do on the call is we start out with a short presentation by Gregory, and then he's going to give a summary, a little bit about the company that's now 17 years old. We turned 17 since our last call. Pretty exciting. And then we introduce our special doctor for the evening and share a little bit. And then after that, it's your turn to either share questions or stories. And I put some instructions in the chat. So I'm going to turn things over to my partner, who does an amazing job sharing the story in brief. Over to you, Gregory.
Okay, thanks, Robin. And gobble, gobble, happy almost Thanksgiving, everyone. We've only got a couple of days left, and this is our last call of the week. So I hope everyone's nestling in, especially those here in the US that celebrate Thanksgiving. The Canadians got a head start on us. But yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen because I'm very excited to share with everyone all about the X39 story and LifeWave and David Schmidt. We've really got something very special here. So let's go ahead and talk about stem cells and the stem cell revolution. And, I always like to start by, sharing a realization I came to a number of years ago as I'm moving up in age. And I realized age is a feeling, not a number. And I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, younger. And I'm really happy to tell you we found a way. If anything were possible, let me ask you, what's one thing you would choose to experience differently in your health? If you could wave a magic wand and have one thing better, one thing change, what would it be? And what difference would that make for you? So ponder that as we're going through tonight's presentation. And you might get a chance later on to ask our guest doctor tonight a specific question related to your situation. But let me first say that our products are not designed or intended to heal, treat, diagnose any disease. They do, however, help our bodies get back into a more healthy, regenerative, balanced mode. And many times, wonderful things start to begin to happen. So welcome to the stem cell revolution, because we believe everyone wants to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And stem cells are the key because they're a vital part of our immune system that regenerates damaged cells in all the organs, glands, bones, muscles, tissues, eyeballs, hearts, you name it. Stem cells are the key to longevity. Sadly, here's the problem. The older we get, the fewer stem cells we have, the less active they are. And by age 60, only a small percentage remain. And the fewer stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. And that doesn't sound very good to me and probably doesn't to you either. But what about stem cell injections? And, they're getting very popular, but, they're also very expensive. They can be very painful, those big long needles. They can be risky and controversial too. And you know what? There's no guaranteed results. You could spend thousands of dollars and have little or no results or great results. It works for many people, but it's really, a very expensive route to go. Well, we're excited tonight to tell you we've got some really good news, because you can truly look, feel, perform, and live younger with our historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell activation. It's a new wearable technology in patch form. It's affordable, safe, non-invasive, it's drug-free, and it's a patented form of phototherapy that uses specific frequencies of light to increase and improve stem cell activity. Now, this is the brainchild of our visionary founder and CEO, David Schmidt, who's truly a brilliant scientist and researcher. He's also a genius inventor with over 100 patents and patent pendings. And he's been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 20 years now. Excuse me, David's already conducted over 90 clinical studies proving the efficacy of LifeWave phototherapy products, and many more are currently in the works. So as Robin said, happy birthday, LifeWave. We're now a 17-year-old advanced technology company. It was founded back in 2004 by David on an energy enhancing technology he developed for Navy SEALs to increase their strength, stamina, and performance without the need of drugs, stimulants, or caffeine. That technology and product became so effective, it's now used by world-class athletes around the world in almost every sport. We have corporate headquarters, laboratory, manufacturing diversified between California, Utah, and Ireland. We also have global distribution over 75 countries with 14 global distribution centers. Now, the word is getting out, and LifeWave patches are now being used by pro and amateur athletes all around the world in almost every sport, and the media has begun to notice. And you might notice too, if you look very closely when you're watching professional sports on TV, or maybe even going back to watch some of the replays of the Olympics, because numerous Olympians use them and they're approved by the Olympics Committee. So how does this amazing technology work? Well, it's based on a type of light therapy called photobiomodulation. That's a mouthful, but LifeWave patches contain a very specific combination of organic materials and nanocrystals that when they're applied or near our body, they're activated by our body heat, and then they begin to emit very specific wavelengths of light, which stimulate targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in the body. This is known as photobiomodulation, and it's the basis of our LifeWave phototherapy products. Now, it's been a well-recognized and proven scientific principle that specific frequencies of light can cause specific changes within our body. For example, we all know when we go out in the sun, a specific frequency of light causes our body to make vitamin D. We don't get a download of vitamin D from the sun, and without the sun, we wouldn't have any. The sun triggers our body to make it. Now, another frequency of sunlight, UV, causes our body to make melanin, a chemical that gives us a suntan. And you know what? LifeWave's patented technology is based on the same rock-solid, well-recognized scientific principle. So for the last 12 years, our focus with LifeWave has been in the field of anti-aging and beyond that to regenerative science. And I'm happy to tell you that in January of 2019, almost 3 years ago, we released to the global market the LifeWave X39 stem cell activation patch. This truly is a historic and affordable breakthrough in stem cell activation. Some are calling it the holy grail of anti-aging and restorative science. And we're actually doing what the multi-billion-dollar companies and big pharma have not yet been able to do. And that is X39 actually activates a specific copper peptide that activates our own body's stem cells, while also altering gene expression towards a younger and more vibrant you. So X39 certainly is a game changer. It's a true breakthrough, and our founder and inventor, David Schmidt, says this is my greatest achievement yet. So we can't wait to see what he's got next. And yes, we have patents. Yes, we have clinical studies and field results proving that X39 is actually turning back our biological clock, helping people to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And for us baby boomers, this is very exciting news. So with that, I'm going to end my part of the presentation here, Robin. I'll stop my screen share and see if, and let me promote Dr. Barbara to panelist so she can join you for the second part of our call tonight.
Okay, thank you, Gregory. I appreciate that so much. And I love you're making little tweaks as we go. It just keeps getting better and better. Yeah. All right. My light went off. I'm sorry about that. I'll see if I can get it back. So this evening, our special guest is Dr. Barbara Jennings. And, you know, she likes to say first and foremost, she and her husband, Paul, have 7 children, ages, let's see, 10 to 27. They're probably a little older since when I got this bio. So maybe a little bit older than that. And she is a functional medicine chiropractor. She started, before that, she was a classical pianist. had some pretty serious health challenges, and now she loves working with people who are struggling with thyroid and autoimmune issues. She's also a detox specialist, and you're going to hear a little bit more about that tonight. And she lives and practices in Fort Collins, Colorado, an absolute gem in our community who helps us understand these complex things, and she's able to make it simple and easy for us to get. So welcome, Dr. Barbara. There she is.
Oh,
Hey.
hello, welcome to my office, one corner of it.
Hello, office. I'm trying to get my office to work. Oh, there we go. That works better. Having light on the subject, huh? So office to office, always a treat to see you. And thank you so much for being with us. And, you know, your
Be
practice.
here, thank you.
Huh?
Happy to be here, thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So you have been in practice for quite a while. You've been with LifeWave over 2 years now, which is very exciting. And you've been able to touch a lot of lives. And I know, as you know, a chiropractor, you get presented with many different products on a regular basis. What about LifeWave made a difference that you said, this one makes sense. I want to include this in my practice and use it on myself?
Well, it was really the ability for me to provide something that I couldn't otherwise, unless I wanted to go into injections and hire someone who wanted to use needles, because I don't. And provide a way for them to make more stem cells, reap all the benefits of those, and do it in a more affordable way and a safer way. So, you know, stem cell therapy, I think in our health industry right now, they're just really scratching the surface. There's a lot yet to learn.
It is the future of medicine.
Mhm.
Frequency medicine, stem cell is very exciting, and we're just gradually getting into it. So we're, you know, in the beginning of a massive trend here. And, you know, Gregory did a wonderful job explaining a little bit about the technology. Let's take it the next step, because, you know, he did say the older we get, the faster we age, the slower we heal. But why else is it so important for us to understand the value of stem cells in for our health?
Well, anytime you need to heal any part of your body, you need a stem cell. So stem cells can become anything. And the more of them you have, the greater capacity to heal you have. I think not only the greater capacity, but also speed, right? Time. So people can heal faster when they have more stem cells.
Okay, love it, love it. So this product that Gregory referred to, which we call the star of our show, X39, who's it for, who isn't it for, and how do we get the maximum benefit out of utilizing this product?
Well, it's for just about everyone, right? The only official contraindication are people who've had a stem cell, or not a stem cell, an organ transplant. And the reason for that is because when these patches between the copper peptide and increasing stem cells can actually enhance your immune system. And so for those people who are on immunosuppressive drugs because of a transplant, that's the only contraindication. Pretty much everybody else is fair game.
And I love how safe they are, because you call it. Could you explain what non-transdermal is and why that's so safe for everybody?
Yeah, so non-transdermal just means nothing is passing from the patch into your skin that's a substance, right? Light is shining, light is being reflected, but that doesn't count, right? Light is not considered transdermal. So there's no medicine, no creams, no hormones, no anything.
So there's nothing to interact with anything. So it's just something really, really safe. And
Right.
How do people maximize the benefits? And how long will it take for people to notice benefits?
Oh, good questions. So how to maximize the benefits? So you need two things, right? You need to be well hydrated. So in order to be well hydrated, you need minerals in your body, because those minerals, maybe better known to some as electrolytes, are what enable your cells to be like a sponge and absorb water. And that's where you want it. You want water mostly inside your cells, not, outside of the cells where it's becomes subject to gravity and it falls and you get swollen feet and swollen ankles, right? That's a sign of a mineral deficient body. So minerals in your diet and enough water. Important to have enough water. Water moves everything in your body. Then, what was the other question?
Oh,
How
uh,
to maximize? So you need copper. You've got to have copper in your body. The patch doesn't directly create stem cells. What it does, that's a secondary effect. What the patch does is stimulate your body's production of the GHK copper peptide. And if you don't have enough copper in your body, you're not going to make much of the peptide, and it will have less of an effect. So as a holistic and nutrition-oriented person, getting them from dietary sources, getting copper from dietary sources is best, but there are some safe supplements that you can look for also. Copper bound to another organic molecule is a safe form. So
right.
Copper, water, and then you can make the copper peptide. And when you've made copper peptide, that in turn will stimulate stem cell production.
I love it. I love it. So we do invite everyone, and I'll write it in the chat, for everyone to do your own research on this copper peptide on your favorite search engine. So I wrote it in the chat section. And when I'm working with a practitioner,
also get this book. So I actually wanted to mention something that we haven't mentioned. I don't know if I've heard it mentioned, but I think we don't talk enough about the benefits of the copper peptide. And in this year or 2 years in the world, I think this benefit of copper peptide is very important to know of. It's found to be protective of lung tissue, of lungs from acute injury and inflammation. It strongly suppresses NF-kappa B, which is believed to be, that's a molecule that's very commonly involved in disease. But for people who have inflammation issues with their lungs or a trauma, a damage to the lungs, the copper peptide together with stem cells is a profound tool that they can use.
I love it. And, Gregory and I talk about this, that if they called the patch the copper peptide patch, people wouldn't flinch, but by calling it the stem cell activation patch, which is only one thing that it does, the copper peptide is actually the magic. So that's why we like everyone to do your own research on the copper peptide at GHK-CU and the book by Dr. Lauren Picard, someone who devoted his life, almost 50 years of research to figure out how to eradicate disease. And in his findings, amazing things have happened. And our genius founder, David Schmidt, figured out how to make it available for everyone. So that's the magic behind that patch. And it is very exciting. So please do your research. So then, how, Dr. Barbara, if someone says, well, how long will it take for me to notice this?
Well, the real answer is we don't know. It's really variable. I know people who have noticed a difference within minutes, and I know people who noticed a difference after several months. So I think we can safely say most people will feel something within about a week, but not everyone. And if that's not you, you should don't ever assume it's not working. Don't ever assume it's not doing something good for you. As long as you're drinking water and you have copper in your body, right, from foods, you can just Google foods high in copper and include those in your diet. you should assume that it is doing something. One important thing to know is, as a chiropractor, we study nerves a lot, right? There's a lot of neurology in chiropractic, and 90% of your nerves you cannot feel. Only 10% are sensory. So there's a whole lot going on in your body that you're not aware of, that you can't feel, that you can't sense. So we don't assume that nothing's happening, right, in your body, in your kidneys, just because you can't feel it. But it's there, it's happening.
That's a really important thing for everyone to know, that whether you're noticing something or not, what you just said, it's working. And stem cells have this innate wisdom. They just know where to go, and they're drawn to inflammation, they're drawn to damage, and they know about, what's most life-threatening. So they're going to go there first. So you may want your sore knee to get better, but there's something in a vital organ that needs more attention and, rebuilding and regenerating. So it's going to go there. And
that's right. I always tell people that what you can control is if you are consuming copper and if you're drinking water. What you can't control is what your body's going to do with those stem cells, first or second or third or 10th. So the wisdom of your body may have an emergency, a higher priority than a sore knee that it wants to address first. And bodies work in priorities. So it's going to go to what it feels is the most needed.
That's so wonderful. And you mentioned minutes to months. And I think I have a tendency to be conservative on expectations for people, because you probably won't notice anything, and we know a lot of people will. And
Right.
So we recommend everyone uses the health tracker. How do you use that in your practice?
Super important. Another thing that I have really observed in my practice over the years is that people tend to not be aware. They not notice when they begin to feel more normal. You definitely notice when you start to feel worse or more pain, but when those things are going away, especially if it's a gradual improvement, a lot of people don't know. So this health tracker is really important. Before you start using the patch, the day you start using the patch, definitely fill it out and keep it in a safe place, because you want to revisit it after a week and a month and several months, and watch how your progress changes and how you rate those things.
Yeah, that's so powerful. And we do recommend, take a picture of your face in good lighting if you're interested in watching fine lines and wrinkles disappear. If you have any scars on your body, take a picture of them. Wonderful things in remodeling will happen. So that's exciting. Before we jump into opening up for some questions, I don't see a lot of questions. So if you guys have questions or stories, please write in the chat. I know that you are a detox specialist, and you've created something for your patients and clients that you're offering for us also. Would you share that, and then we'll open things up? Absolutely.
Thank you. So I'm doing in the new year. So in January, I'm going to launch a group detox. So it'll be the first time I've done this online with a group of people. I've done detoxing with people many over many years. So, but I do want to extend an invitation to our LifeWave community to join the detox. It's a 4-month detox, and we will be meeting, and I will be guiding and coaching people through. And of course, I'll be using some patches and some other detox tools. The best. It's excellent. You don't have to be on a super strict diet if that is a concern for people.
Great.
I'm always asked about that.
Which is great because, and you know, it's such a great time in the beginning of the year because we get to clean out the end of the year.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
making some, you know, food mistakes, food choices that aren't typical. So if people are interested in learning more, what should they put in
Yeah.
the chat for you? Because I'm just,
So, yeah, if people are interested, why don't we have people just type in the word detox with your email address, and I'll collect those at the end and send people links and information for that.
great.
It's going to be good.
Okay, so I wrote that up in the chat for everyone. So I wanted to give people a little bit of time to respond. And so let's get into some questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. So and thank you, Victoria, for putting foods high in copper. Includes seafood, mushrooms, tofu, sweet potatoes, sesame seeds, cashews, chickpeas, salmon, dark chocolate, and avocados. There you go.
That's right.
There's a short list.
Don't
So
forget chocolate, raw
dark chocolate is
raw
dark
cacao
chocolate.
powder. Yeah.
Cacao powder is great. Okay, so I believe Jennifer Starr had a question. She says, greeting from Sisters, Oregon. Hello, Jennifer. I have a potential customer wondering if there's any testimony about disrupted sleep because of leg issues, movement, and discomfort. It's been going on for a very long time. Do you recommend any specific patches?
Leg issues. Let's see. Can I see that? Is that in the chat box?
It's in the chat from Jennifer Starr.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to find it so I can reread it.
Okay.
Okay, I've got the copper or the chocolate one.
Go up further.
Up further.
Yep. Came on early.
Okay. Before the.
It's right in the beginning when we were greeting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people down, 5 or 6 from the top.
All right, you and I must be looking at different ones.
Oh, you know, it came into the host panelists, not to the general public. So,
Okay.
And I will say, Jennifer, that someone that is in your neighborhood actually had someone with an amazing testimonial with that same issue. So you might want to, and I sent you a private message with her name so you can reach out to her because I know you have her contact.
Yes.
But we have had some amazing results.
Yeah, so for legs, the root cause of that is can be different things. So things I would try, because it's not going to be a one size fits all for that issue. I would try the energy enhancer patches on the bottom of the feet on kidney 1 to help balance the energy in your whole body, but in the legs. I would try, you can try glutathione and see if reducing oxidative stress and that source of inflammation helps. I would definitely be using X39 for sure. And possibly carnosine. The other one I would definitely try or be using is Eon.
Okay.
And depending on where in your legs that might be, it might be more effective on the bottom of your foot. It might be more effective on your sacrum, might be more effective on below your navel.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that. Then we have another question. Let's see here. We don't mention disease states. I think everybody knows that. So Eduardo wants to know, if you lack copper peptide in your body, can you assume that the stem cells won't be activated?
Yes. Yes, they're activated by the copper peptide.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's an important step to cover.
Okay. And Coach Clarissa is getting a question from Rika. She recently recovered from that thing that's going around, and we don't mention names here, but would like to know what patches are best for shortness of breath.
So shortness of breath is really going to be rooted in inflammation. So think inflammation and reducing inflammation, and your top two are glutathione and eon. And I would wear one on each lung point right here, or both. You know, you could stack them both right there. You could also go closer here in the center, just off center where your bronchial tubes would be, and see if one of those places works better than the other for you.
Okay, and X39 also?
Always, yes.
I was
X39.
waiting for that.
Yep.
X39 is foundational for anything you want to get better.
Yes.
Okay, Deborah's asking, is there a certain?
Because remember, sorry,
That's
remember what I
okay.
mentioned earlier, when in this book that everybody should get. One of the things he mentions is that the copper peptide is protective against damaged lung tissue. So definitely you want to be wearing X39.
Love it. It does so many things. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, Deborah's asking, is there a certain patch you recommend for gut liver issues?
Gut and liver,
It says
or
gut/liver.
okay, X39, because the cell lining of your digestive tract, of your intestines, it has a rapid. I mean, those cells don't have a long life. There's a lot of turnover, and so if you can provide more stem cells, it's going to heal that leaky gut much better. For liver, I would also use the same anti-inflammatory focus patches, eon and glutathione. Liver has a very important role in many metabolic processes, though, and hormones, making hormone conversion. So you might put SP6 in that picture, depending on what the liver issue might be.
And what about placement?
So you can put the eon and the glutathione right over your liver. Your liver's pretty big, right? On that right side, near around the base of your rib cage, and it wraps around the side. If you're after gallbladder, then that's, let's see, can we see it? It's right here, tucked right up under your ribs on the right side.
Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
And yeah, most people are sending their email. I'm just changing subject here to the host and panelists. If you want to keep your email private, or you can send it to everyone, but you do have the option to just send it to the host. If you want to participate and get more information on Dr. Barbara's chat program. Okay, so Mark says, would love to know a protocol for eye pathology. I'm an eye doctor and an acupuncturist. Oh, are you in for a treat, Mark?
Well, I actually have a patient with a genetic and kind of hopeless eye pathology, who's having wonderful results just with X39. So I would use X39 and carnosine. You want to put carnosine in that picture. I would also use eon. The eon patch, if you're new, Mark, the eon patch helps balance both immune system and nervous system. And so it addresses inflammation from the immune system mechanisms, whereas the glutathione is addressing inflammation via antioxidant pathways.
Great. What about a sleep mask, Dr. Barbara? Do you recommend people putting the patches on a mask?
Sure. Yep. Absolutely. If you could put them on the inside of a sleep mask so that it's facing your eyes as you sleep.
Great. So you can use any of those patches on a sleep mask and get wonderful benefits while you're sleeping.
Right.
to
Yep. You
help-
can also just wear them on your temples.
Okay, both. Well, we are at the bottom of the hour. It's time to complete our call, Dr. Barbara. Always wonderful to be with you, and thank you so much for making that offer available. There's a lot of people that have responded, and I will click a save
Excellent.
chat so we have everyone. Anyone last final, if you want to participate or get more information about Dr. Barbara's detox program in January, please put.
Someone asked, what does a detox do? My detox is focused on, on supporting the energy of the body. And it takes a lot of energy to detox. So we focus on, if you imagine a funnel, kind of like a kitchen sink, right? If you have a clogged kitchen sink, before you dump any toxins in, you've got to clear the pipes out. So we work from the bottom up. That's why it takes longer. It's a very deep, thorough detox. 4 months. Some supplements, we use binders. I have a lot of experience in helping some very, very sick people get their life back just through this program. So excellent for people who have mold illness, some serious things like that, mold
Great.
exposure. Yeah.
Right. Is the detox program safe during pregnancy?
You don't want to detox when you're pregnant. There are elements of it that you can do that would be great. The energy addressing and making sure that your detox pathways are open, but you don't want to push detox when you're pregnant.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Barbara, and thank you each and every one of you for showing up. And if you're brand new, because we have a lot of people that come to this call as a guest, this is a great introduction to a very special company with amazing products that have patents behind them. So you won't find them anywhere else. And so thank you, and get back to the person who did invite you. We have wonderful customer program. And if you're the kind of person that likes to share, there's a very generous member distributor program where you'll get well compensated for sharing, which is really, we're in the caring and sharing business. So thank you everyone for being with us. Have a really, really wonderful, if you're in the US, Thanksgiving. So much to be grateful for. Extra gratitude at this special time. And any other final comments, Dr. Barbara, before we say goodnight?
I just want to answer one person's question. Yes, you can invite friends. You don't have to be in LifeWave to participate in this detox. We will be using patches so they can get them from whoever, from
It's
you.
good to have a buddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's a
thanks,
yes.
everybody. Good night. Thanks,
All
Dr.
right.
Barbara.
Thank you.